William Ruto and his Kenya Kwanza Brigade were today in Narok County attending a funeral service for former Narok Governor Ole Tunai's mother. Speeches were made. Most speakers who spoke were heaping praises on Ruto in areas they consider the government has succeeded. But in areas they feel the government has failed, they were putting the failures on the cabinet secretaries. For successes, they were praising Ruto. For failures, they were blaming the cabinet secretaries. So when Murkomen stood to speak, Murkomen put things straight and clear in front of Ruto. Murkomen told William Ruto to carry both the successes and the failures of his government. Let's listen to Murkomen before we continue.
Mimi nataka tu kusema namna hii. Umesikia viongozi wengine wakiongea hapa. Wanakuambia asante kwa fertilizer. Wanakuambia asante kwa mambo ya UHC. Wamekuambia asante kwa mambo ya mashule. Wamekuambia asante kwa mambo ya stima. Alafu badala ya kuambia wewe hujatufanyia kazi ya barabara, akasema ati barabara iko na president yake na deputy yake. Hakuna, mimi sina serikali yangu. Mambo ya barabara ni yako. Mambo ya stima ni yako. Mambo ya hospitali ni yako. Kama ni asante ni yako yote, yote isemwe asante yote. Kama imeharibika yote, iambiwe wewe mwenyewe imeharibika. Nikiwa hapa kama waziri, sina serikali yangu ingine yenye mtu anajaribu kukuambia asante kwa hii, asante kwa hii, asante kwa hii. Na pole kwa hiyo kwa sababu hajajua atagawa namna gani kati ya mimi na wale wengine. Na mimi sasa unajua nimezoea namna hiyo, Your Excellency, pole kwa sababu wewe unawekwa kwa katikati ya hii maneno. Jana tulikuwa kwingine, wengine wanafanya kelele, lakini najua kwa uongozi wako utanyorosha hii watu wakuje pamoja.
That's a very brave move by CS Murkomen. Let's put all that into perspective for Kenyans to understand what's going on here. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give this video a like. Let's proceed. If you listen to Murkomen's entire speech, he also gave examples on the kind of hecklings we've been seeing in Ruto's political tours across the country. Just about 1 day ago, we saw Bomet governor being heckled. A day earlier, Kericho governor was heckled. And we also saw a series of hecklings on the mountain. Anywhere William Ruto goes, the crowd has to heckle. Murkomen gave that example. And for those who have been following us here very keenly, I've always maintained that Ruto is making these leaders being heckled unpopular. And I did suggest that a smart leader should not be following William Ruto around every now and then. Because following William Ruto, you just end up being heckled, and that creates an impression that you are very unpopular on the ground. And that can actually make you unpopular on the ground. That heckling alone can make a very popular leader very unpopular on the ground. Because we know that in politics, perception is key. If a perception is sent out that you were heckled, that has the ability of making you very unpopular. So I did suggest that these leaders, these Kenya Kwanza leaders, they should not be following William Ruto quite often in his political tours across the country. Already Ruto has failed in the eyes of a majority of Kenyans. So Kenyans are already tired and fed up with him. But they have not gathered that courage to heckle him directly. So they are heckling him through some of his trusted leaders, such as governors. Kenyans are just putting their frustrations on this William Ruto's allies. So in a nutshell, Ruto is making these leaders unpopular. He's killing them politically. We still remember months back, we saw Davis Chirchir Energy CS being heckled in Bomet. And for quite some times, there is this perception that is being driven that the CSs are not performing. I honestly believe that no CS in Kenya Kwanza government can make any major decision without consulting Ruto. In fact, last year, we saw some complaining that all decisions were being made at State House and they were just being told to sign. So most of these decisions in these ministries are being made at State House. If you see Murkomen trying to implement a directive in his ministry, that directive has been sanctioned from State House. So if the Ministry of Transport seems to be failing, it's clear William Ruto is the person making that ministry to fail. Most of these cabinet secretaries are just there to be seen, but not to be heard. So by Murkomen confronting William Ruto live on camera, Murkomen was just cleverly trying to tell Kenyans that there is no decision he can make in his ministry without William Ruto's approval. And that's why he's saying, yeye hana serikali. Serikali ni ya Ruto. Murkomen is just trying to save himself from the backlash the governors have been going through. The governors are always being heckled, but the person who is being heckled through those governors has always been Ruto. Murkomen is just trying to save himself from that kind of a perception. That's exactly what I'm seeing here. And to these leaders praising Ruto for the areas they feel the government has succeeded and blaming the CSS for the failures, those are not honest leaders. Those are leaders who are clearly lying to the king. Instead of telling the king you are naked, they are actually praising him. The likes of Samson Chiragi. They are lying to the king. They should tell the king, you are naked. So that's exactly what I'm seeing here. I know William Ruto is not very happy tonight with those sentiments Murkomen made. Ruto does not want leaders who are telling him the truth. He always wants to be lied to. So those sentiments might put Murkomen and William Ruto on a collision path. And that will manifest itself when now you start seeing most of William Ruto's allies targeting Murkomen. Yes, they'll clearly target him. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, just as I did indicate when you are starting, subscribe, give this video a like. To those watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. And for those who still don't know again, we are now on TikTok, Dennis Odingo, where we also do daily political analysis. In case you miss us here, check us on TikTok, Dennis Odingo. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you.
In other countries,
katika nchi zingine
like Haiti,
kama Haiti,
when I went there, I destroyed it totally until today.
nilipoenda huko niliangamiza, niliharibu kabisa hadi leo hii,
Because of devil worship.
kwa sababu ya uabudu wa shetani.
Other countries, I
Inchi-
still do this,
Nchi zingine bado nafanya haya
like Kenya.
kama Kenya.
Kenya, don't try me.
Kenya, msinijaribu
Please don't, I beg you.
tafadhali, msijaribu na wasihi.
If I destroy you, I destroy you totally forever.
Kama nitaharibu na haribu kabisa milele.
Kama nitawaharibu.
Kama
Lakini huyu jamaa leo ako na shida.
nitawaharibu kabisa milele.
But for now, I'm giving you grace.
Lakini kwa sasa ninawapatia neema.
I am the one that brought the coronavirus.
Mimi ndiye nilileta virusi vya corona.
Look how many people died at my words.
Angalia ni watu wangapi walikufa kwa maneno yangu ya kinywa.
Let them sit down.
Hebu waketi chini.
Vigelegele kwa Yesu.
Vigelegele kwa Yesu.